Definitely produce breast milk in some cases. That is dependent on years of hormones and good breast development. It's certainly not a given, but those individuals acting like it's impossible are just wrong. And there are some studies, such as the ones that NHS references, that do suggest that the quality of breast milk is good, but it's an under-researched area, and there are also studies that have pointed to potential nutrition concerns. This is something that we should research more. But as we do so, we should also consider this complexly. There are tons of things that lead to lower quality breast milk, like caffeine and energy drinks, and alcohol and nicotine and other drugs. And there are plenty of options that also don't involve solely breastfeeding a child from a trans woman's breast milk. See, what is blatantly transphobic, and yes, I will use that word here, about the outrage over transgender women breastfeeding is that plenty of biological females make bad choices while breastfeeding, and we allow them to do this. And just by the numbers, that is a much, much bigger problem than the occasional trans woman breastfeeding. Because let's actually think about this. It's an uphill battle for a transgender woman to breastfeed. It's time and effort and money, not unlike that of females who end up needing to work with lactation consultants to get breastfeeding to happen. And unlike some angry people on the internet, we have better things to do than spend every day thinking about breastfeeding. But the vitriol and dehumanizing comments I've seen around this topic, it's concerning. Why are other people so invested in someone else's breastfeeding decisions? My mere mention that it is technically possible, while acknowledging some of the risks, resulted in some of the most obscene comments towards me that I've ever received. Comments suggesting that I have a sexual and pedophilic pleasure at the thought of my unborn child sucking on my nipple. And I last discussed this topic like 8 months ago, and it comes up again and again as people try to brand me over and over on this. But you know what? That's most of the debates we're having on transgender matters right now. People present as being very concerned about the children the moment that transgender matters enters the conversation, and yet they overlook similar concerns, like induced lactation from dopamine in biological women that occurs at rates dozens and dozens of times higher in the non-transgender community.